A new book for my boys. God speaks to a king. God speaks to a king from Exodus 7:12. Moses and Aaron stood firm by the throne, giving God's orders to Pharaoh alone. You must let the Israelites go. God told them to let my people go, and Moses was the one who told him. This made the king very angry and mad. These were the only slaves that he had. In no way would he let them go. The people of Israel were the workers for the king, the slaves that did all the work. God turned all the rivers and water to blood. The land truly stunk with the smelly red mud, but Pharaoh would not let them go. Then frogs simply covered the land, and lice bugs nibbled on cattle and man. Still Pharaoh would not let them go. Next came the sores. They were large, tender boils. Then golf balls of ice just pounded the soil. But Pharaoh did not let them go. Green grasshoppers gobbled the greens of the land. Then darkness set in. You could not see your hand. Yet Pharaoh would not let them go. And finally, the last plague that made people weep, many Egyptian sons died in their sleep. Will this make the king let them go? When Pharaoh knew that his own son had died, meekly and sadly he called out and cried, "Moses, please take them, yes, go." The Israelites started packing their things, bringing their masters gold bracelets and rings. At last they were free and could go. At last they were free. They could go. This story is about God's plan. God wanted to help the Israelites, and he said, "Follow my plan, and I will help you." From Judges 7 and 16. God spoke to his general. His name was Gideon. "Prepare to meet in battle all the men of Midian. Now you will win the battle, but you'll win it by my might. Send every single soldier home who is afraid to fight." More than half of Gideon's men left for home that day, yet still the army was too large to fight the war God's way. God wanted to do the fight with very few people. Gideon followed God's next plan to watch how each man drank. He brought them to the river. Most men knelt along the bank. 300 men bent over, taking water in their hands. These were the few God wanted to fight his winning plan. With pitchers and lamps and horns they left. They took no guns or swords, and when they neared the camp, they cried, "For Gideon and for the Lord!" They came against the enemies, and the enemies were not ready, and they scared them, and God did it. Watch. The enemy was really scared. Some quickly ran to hide. The others fought among themselves. The winner was God's side. Yes, the winner was God's side. This is from the Bible book of 1 Kings chapter 18. Elijah called King Ahab and all the priests of Baal. That was a bad, not God, that pretended to be God. He called them to the mountain to see God's plan unveil. Loud and clear, Elijah called, we're gathered here today to find at last whose God is real and whose God to obey. 2 altars you and I will build. We'll need some wood and stone. Whichever God will send down fire is God, and God alone. Baal's prophets built their altar. They danced around and cried, "Dear Baal, you must send fire." But Baal gave no reply. "I think your Baal is sleeping," Elijah teased and smiled. "Or maybe he's out walking for just a little while." Nothing happened at all. Elijah built his altar. He soaked it through and through. Then Elijah prayed out loud, "Dear Father, show us you." And boom! Fire flashed from heaven. It burned the wood and stone, and everyone who saw it cried, "God is God alone! Yes, God is God alone!" Read your Bible, 'cause God is there.